Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Ori and the Blind Forest All Skills Tournament. We have a bunch of matches coming up for you guys today, and we're about to get it kicked off. I'm Rory, and today I'm joined by Cleanfell to bring you the first match. How are you doing, Cleanfell?
I'm doing good. A very nice afternoon, or wherever you are in the world. So yeah, again, I'll be joined by Rory, who's on their phone today. He'll be talking using his phone mic today. His computer mic is having a little bit of issues.
Yeah, technology is really hard, but that aside, we are looking at a match between AHuntersPixxel and SkyFouxx here. And both of these runners looking to pick up a win in this group to get themselves on the board before the end of this group stage here. So you want to tell us a little bit more about what they're going to be looking to do in these races?
So yeah, again, we got 6 very nice races again, and we're not gonna warm it up. This is going to be a close one, maybe one of the closest we've had. Well, I'm not gonna try to hype it up too much, but the PB you have for Pix is not accurate because you have an unrecorded PB that he got. He actually got a 37-12. So these guys' PBs are 14 seconds apart. How crazy is that?
That is really just incredible. So I think we're going to see some really good stuff from both of these two here. Hoping for a close race.
Yeah, so they're both going to go for a 6 health strat, very safe, very nice, and they're just going to do all the tricks and just look for a good show. Sky is going to have a controller method, and Pix, you could use a little bit of controller, but more of a hybrid kind of scenario there. And Sky actually does not use any binds besides the UI, so we'll see how their rocket jumps go today.
That is definitely interesting. Not having binds can be a little bit annoying to do some of these tricks where you have to put in multiple inputs on the same frame, try to get that consistent.
So yeah, and this definitely isn't their first game speed running. Sky has also started running HLD, which is like Hyperlight Drive, I believe, and Pix is speed running a weird game called The Leisure Suit Larry in the Land of the Lounge Lizards Reloaded. Don't forget the reloaded version.
Gotta have reloaded. I've never heard of that, but that is definitely not what we're here for today. We are here for some Ori All Skills. So hopefully we'll be getting that underway really shortly. It looks like we are about ready to start. Both the runners hovering over normal as we do before all the runs.
Normal difficulty, a good one.
So before we get going, Clean, I have to ask you, who do you think's going to win this?
It's going to be a close one for sure. I was actually doing some little bit of practice races. I did 1 or 2 with Pix last night, and he's able to get around 39 minutes in both of those races. So he's definitely being very consistent, and we just got to hope that Sky said they were a little nervous coming to this race, but hopefully that won't affect their performance going into it, and hopefully we just have a nice race for both of them.
Absolutely. Nerves can be a really big factor, especially because of how key consistency is in these races. We really want to see runners being able to put up the same general times in all of their races. Just like that way they can like know what they're expecting, etc. And nerves can definitely really impact consistency, I think. So both the runners dead even at sign, as we might expect. Sky with the little color code there, pink Ori, which is definitely not faster. Color code has no impact on performance. It's just a fun little thing that some runners like to do. So we'll see if that continues throughout the run.
Yeah, so here they are picking up sign their attack shots, and because Sky's on a controller, they have to go for more of timed shots. And it looks like Pix is probably just going to go for a mashing. So 2 different types of fire attacking, but it works out pretty well for both of them.
And a little bit of a cleaner Frankie fight from Sky puts him a few frames in the lead. And then now Clean just Pixel taking it back. Dead even now. So we'll see what sort of movement comes out on the way to wall jump.
Oh yeah, definitely leads like this don't really affect. It's all about what happens later in the game. Both of these runners hopefully will. We're really hoping is for some good PBs. So again, Pix PB'd really recently, so he's on a kind of a roll, and let's see, maybe he can pull it off again. They both get the ghost door trick very nicely.
Slightly faster ghost door for Pixxel.
Yeah,
1 health ghost door as opposed to 2, and a cleaner jump up to that platform gives him a few more seconds over Sky.
Yeah, Pix has got quite a nice early game, whereas Sky is more of that late game power. It's gonna get to him very nicely. So we'll see how Pix goes in the late game, but we're not really focused on that. We're focused on the really early game where all you can really do is just jump.
Exactly, and the really important thing to note about the early game is that deaths in the early game cost so much time because we just don't have the energy to place saves. So be on the lookout for these guys to be making sure that they have clean movement here. We don't want to see any nasty deaths in this early game.
Yeah, definitely. Both of them are going to get their timed level up heading down. Definitely a good strategy. Some people prefer doing it up, like coming out of wall jump, but it's whatever you prefer. So they're both at wall jump now. Picks a little bit ahead, but again, not too costly there.
And that lead is pretty much entirely from that missed jump on the way up to the 4th health cell. So only a couple seconds. We should not expect to see that become super relevant. It could really just change anyway based on a few movement differences here and there.
Yeah,
a little bit of a extra bramble there in the way for Sky. Takes a little bit of extra time to stop and kill that.
Yeah, it's looking good. Sky actually, I believe, had on his current PB had a little bit of tough time from the wall jump tree to the dash tree. So we're hoping to see better execution from them heading on into Blacker Burrows. Is definitely for early game. It's definitely not a cakewalk. It's not an easy section at all. So we hope to see some nice performance.
That is for sure. Blackroot is just a really, really deadly area. A couple small mistakes and you either die or you drop cycles or something nasty happens. There's spikes that deal 3 damage, shooter cycles that you have to dodge, and lasers. So we'll see how these two handle it and how much safety they go for. Pix pulling up his save anywhere, Sky doing the same thing, a few seconds behind. Just to get past this annoying little cutscene at the start of the area.
That's right, and both of these guys are on pretty low health heading to Blackroot, so they gotta be a little bit careful on dodging these slimes, and especially those spikes, because at both their situations, hitting those spikes will kill them instantly.
It is most of the spikes in Blackroot, except for this pit that Pix is over right now, will do 1 damage. That pit does 3 damage, but if you fall into that without any real vertical movement, you're pretty much dead anyways, no matter how much health you have.
No, yeah, so you gotta be a little bit careful here. Pix is getting their XP orb up top. Sky doing the same thing. Ooh, gets hit by the spider shot. Sends it back down.
Gotta now wait on the orb to despawn and then float back up there. Meanwhile, Pix clean movement across those pillars with the shooter. Gonna make sure to not take a risk on this laser cycle. Just waiting. Doesn't really care to try to go for anything crazy here. He wants to get through without dying.
And yeah, I'd say that was a goal for both of them.
And a nice save and reload from Pix there to get a faster cycle here. Sky's gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, I didn't see Sky do a save yet, and obviously that was to set up that, so very nice by him. Pix killing that slime. He's managing his XP so that he can have a nice Frankie walk for the first sequence break.
Frankie walk, of course, being our early way into the Moon Grotto, and the trick that allows us to skip getting Charge Flame, like the game intends for you to do after this area.
Right. So, Sky was a bit close, was able to get the cycle.
Oh, Pix, get up there. Okay,
Oof.
he made it. I was afraid he was gonna slip down off of that wall.
Yeah, bit of a situation there from him. Sky, super close from getting shot by that laser, but both of them are gonna head to another cutscene skip and get that dash tree with a very nice time, around 7 minutes and 30 seconds.
Right, and of course, once we get dash, we have our primary movement ability for the rest of the game. This is the Go Fast button. It is what makes this run so entertaining to watch.
Oh yeah. Whereas other games have a dash ability where you can use it, every so often. Ori, you can just use it whenever you want. You can use it all the time. And for speedrunning, yeah, we're going to use it basically all the time.
Of course, it is the fastest method of travel in the game. Now, heading into Frankie Walk for Pix, he has about a 10-second lead, but Frankie Walk is a bit of a fickle trick sometimes, given that it is also followed by the Death Gauntlet. So really anything could happen, but I would like to see clean play from both of these guys here.
Definitely. Well, I would like to see an interesting game. I wouldn't want anyone to go through the pain of having to... Ooh!
Oh, no!
Just as I say that, it has to happen.
Commentator's curse.
Sky has to suffer that death there and retry.
That is brutal.
Frankie Walk.
Pixel making it through the poison water. He's pretty much home free to get to the energy cell right now. Nothing really scary up to there. So hopefully we'll see him just go ahead and place the safety save. No? Okay. He's not gonna save yet.
Ooh, having a little bit of trouble.
Okay, there it is.
Sky, try and get this Frankie up this log. There we go. So Pix is down. Keep an eye, because he's going to try out for that grotto cycle there.
Oh, not quite. Doesn't quite land on the top of the ledge there, so he's not able to get the dash off.
That's fine.
That's fine, though. We'll see if Sky goes for that. If he's able to get it, that'll be a nice 8 seconds that he catches back up. So we'll have to keep an eye on his screen when he gets there.
Sky, leveling up. There we go. He's done with the Frankie Walk. Now he's got through Death Gauntlet. And looks good so far. Just has to avoid a few Brombles, and he should be good to go. Pix on the right is heading to the double jump tree.
Double jump is, of course, one of the sort of nicest movement skills to have. It's not your standard double jump. It's really more for distance than for vertical height, I think. It gives you a little bit of height, but primarily it lets us jump across these long horizontal distances, and it's going to be really necessary up in the next dungeon.
Sky also went for grotto cycle, had a little bit of a odd jump coming out above the wall, so he will not make it, sadly. But again, that is a very hard pixel perfect trick to get through.
And it's not like he loses any time for missing it, because Pixel didn't get it either.
Definitely. Pix had about a second try grotto skip. That's definitely a very respectable as well. So.
Oh no, Sky! Just face planting right into that slime. But fortunately, only gets sent back to the ghost store. Nothing too serious there.
Definitely. And now Pix is just using his double jump to climb these walls. This is where you lose a lot of time, because those small optimizations of climbing will lose your time here.
That's true. Wall climbing is really, really hard in Ori. It is not a simple thing, because some of the wall geometry is just not nice, and it makes it hard to grab onto.
Definitely. That's what makes grotto skip such a weird skip.
Pixel grabbing his water vein as Sky is exiting that double jump area. He'll be heading up to his grotto skip in just a second.
And so both these guys are now they've done with Grotto for the time, and very nice Grotto skip by Sky.
Another second try.
Now they're both heading to the Ginzo tree. So besides that one death by Sky during Frankie Walk, they're both being very consistent so far.
That is what we want to see here, is just consistent movement. That is really the key to having good runs in Ori. Because as you've already seen in this race, dying is really one of the biggest time losses.
Yeah, it's definitely better to be safe than lose a bit of time doing some safe saves rather than dying and just losing much more time.
So Pixx coming up on the Ginso tree is just going to take a slight detour to pick up this teleporter for later. We don't like to have to run all the way back across the map towards the end of the game. But fortunately, there's fast travel, and we're going to be making generous use of that throughout the run.
That's right.
Sky picking up the Moon Grotto teleporter for the same purpose.
So now, Pixx is heading to the Ginzo tree dungeon. It's a very vertically oriented dungeon, what you say?
I would say that. I hate to sort of perpetuate the meme there, but it definitely is. Double jump is extremely useful here. It's really the dungeon that's designed to teach you how to use double jump in the first half, and then in the second half it teaches you how to use bash, which is our next movement skill. Some nice telehops from Pixx there. That's not an easy thing to pull off. Saves a very slight amount of time, but it looks really cool.
Also avoids him having to go through all those little I forget the names of those
the gamers.
Yeah, the gamers.
Yeah, it avoids getting weirdness with gamer cycles. Going for this this Mr. Asmus cycle here. Just a quick death there before he enters the room lets him make that first fireball cycle from the shooter. So it saves not a lot of time, but it's a little bit.
Oh yeah. Now, Pixx heading to a mini boss, basically the longest kind of section of fighting we'll have to do in this game. It's got a bit of RNG to it. It's got about 5 places the boss can spawn, and it's a little bit tricky to tell where it'll spawn next.
Well, there is a 1-frame tell that the runners will be able to look for, where you can see a sort of flash where the mini boss is going to spawn next. But if you don't see it, then you just you get that what happened there, where it spawns on the far right or something, and you're not ready for it, and it just despawns, and you're sad, and you lose a cycle.
Pixx intentionally takes damage to set up his next ghost door. Sky is heading to that mini boss now. But yeah, Sky's trying to catch up, but Pixx just having some great movement through Ginzo so far.
This has been a really, really nice Ginzo from Pixx. You just haven't seen any real time loss or anything.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Picks up bash. So
Bash,
now this is where the movement for the game will really start to sort of explode. We get a lot of options available to us now.
Oh yeah, because he's using a bit of a hybrid setup. I'm not sure if he's going to go for any tricks with bashing, such as double bashing, but it's definitely a super interesting ability of Ori. It's definitely really unique in its sense, and we use it quite a bit. Not even just in the speedrun, but even in the main game, it's quite a used trick.
That's for sure. And Pixx coming up on his key duplication. He's gonna put the keys in the door and then die. And you can't see it, but he's got an extra 3 keystones in his inventory right now. So that's gonna save us a long swimming section and having to pick up some more keys later in the game. Of course, we can't do a swimming section because this route will skip getting clean water.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to be cleaning up that water. There's a bit of a quicker way to enter the swamp to get a certain ability called Stomp, and in the end, it works out by saving time, but just requires for a little bit more of tricky tricks to set up.
And not having clean water is, of course, the reason why we're going to need 5 health as a minimum in order to complete the run. But these runners are both going to be going for 6 for safety. It'll allow them to take 1 extra damage in the poison water at the end of the game. So keep an eye on Pixx soon. He's going to be going for Swamp Entry, a frog manipulation using dash that allows us to get to Swamp without finishing the Kinso escape.
No, yeah, so definitely not an easy trick to set up. He's currently doing some blind movement there to get through there quicker, and Sky actually on the left side is very nice hyperspeed trick there to get through that faster. On the right side, here's Pixx.
The Swamp Entry looks really good. Oh no, the frog's shooting through the platform. Okay, good. It was only one time. Sometimes this frog just sort of decides to troll you and shoot through platforms for no reason. But
sometimes it goes through the platform entirely and requires you to have to reload.
And that's just really fortunate that that doesn't happen. Pixx with a really clean first try Swamp Entry. That one shot didn't seem to trip him up at all. Making his way up to Stomp now. So far, just this has been a really clean race from both. Aside from that one death, that's really all the time that Sky is behind.
Oh yeah, Sky's not opting for the blind movement there. It's taking a little bit safer, and I respect that. Does a bit of a save, and now he's setting up his entry with a little bit of trouble there, but
Frog takes a bit of a bath there, which of course kills the frog instantly, because, you know, frogs can't go in water. That
Wait,
makes
what?
sense.
Wait a minute.
If not non-fish going in water just kills them. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
This game's weird.
Yeah, definitely. Bit of, well, I mean, the lore definitely not the most sound game lore-wise. Bit of a weird one, but it's fun nevertheless.
But Sky does get his Swamp Entry, heading over to pick up Stomp as Pixxel taking the same frog, bringing it back over to get an ability cell. So keep an eye on Pixx now for the Kuro cutscene skip. We'll see how that goes. Of course, if he gets it, it will not look like anything, and if not, we will see 17 seconds of a bird. Here we have 17 seconds of a bird. So this is going to be an opportunity for Sky to pick up that much time if he gets it.
Definitely. It looked like our replay had a bit of issues, but it looked like now it finally started working, so thanks Hobbs, finally stepping in there.
Alright, pick a slight detour to pick up this extra health cell. That'll give him some safety in Sorrow Pass, where all of the spikes do 4 damage. Now he has 5 health. So a little bit of sort of a mistake allowed in Sorrow, and he'll be okay.
No, yeah, definitely. 5 health there. That 5th health is definitely a nice strat for Sorrow because you're able to stay alive a little bit longer. Sky going for an interesting strat where they activated the lasers actually. So
yeah, he opted not to do the blind movement and just watch the laser cutscene.
Here's his Kuro cutscene.
Oh. Is he gonna reload? If he reloads once and gets it, it still saves a few seconds. So we'll see how this goes. Let's hope he gets it this time.
He does.
Nice.
So not as big as a time save as he wanted, but still a time save. Nevertheless, he does not go for that health cell up above. Just opts to bash out of here. Pixx is now done with the right side of the skills and now heading over to the left side of the map for some this is where the game gets pretty interesting and pretty difficult overall.
I don't know, I think the early game is honestly really hard as well. It's not easy when you don't have nearly as many movement options. The scary thing about the late game is just that there's so many ways to just die instantly, and if you're really trying to optimize your movement, you're not making safety saves. So
basically this game is terrifying.
a little bit of damage on those spikes there. Pixx needs to be careful. Any hit from these birds will kill him. So far, looks good.
Now he's gonna have to fast stompless.
Fast stompless. So he's going
Tell us
to.
about this.
He's gonna look for taking a spider shot here, and redirect it at a very specific angle. He doesn't like that one, so come get another shot. That looks interesting.
Ooh.
Oh no. Value safety save at the bottom though.
Yeah, very nice.
What he's gonna try to do is he's going to try to redirect a shot at a specific angle and then race away from it to unload the area. And that will allow the spider shot to pass through and hit some rocks that would otherwise be out of reach. And during that time, he's going to try to get an ability cell. So we'll see how it goes.
This time he does like this shot. Oh, looks like the spider didn't get it.
And he's going to reload rather than get Sad Celis. So this is a real opportunity for Sky to catch back up. Sky is approaching Fast Stompless right now as we speak. So we will see how this trick goes for him. If he gets it first try, he's right back in it.
Yeah, definitely. This is what Sky needed to catch up after that death there. This spider shot is not firing.
Spider is just not firing, and that is actually because of a little bit of slow movement on the way up to the Stompless area.
Ooh, Sky gets Fast Stompless.
And Sky takes the lead. Yeah, the problem that Pixx has been having, I think, is that this second spider here is shooting down and possibly interfering with first spider.
Now, you could either, if the shot doesn't work out, you could either just opt to do the thing the normal way, but Pixx cannot get this.
Oh, Pixx. Come on, Pixx, I believe.
Right now.
That's two Sad Celis.
He's gonna keep going. Oh, actually, he looks like this time he's just going to opt to get the ability cell and just do it the regular way.
Meanwhile, Sky taking his first attempt at Sorrow Bash here. He's going to rocket jump up, not quite get there. Fortunately, he is able to climb up the wall to the right and doesn't get the cutscene trigger for seeing the rocks above Kuro's head, which is actually still there right now. Even though technically we are already done with that. So here we go. Sky is in. First try Sorrow Bash. Very nice stuff from Sky. He's gonna. Oh no!
Now,
please, don't die on the spikes. Okay. That was a little bit scary there.
So still definitely not a done race yet. We got quite a bit of game left, and Pixx has got all the opportunities here to catch up if he has a very nice late game as well. He's going to level up here and level up his charge dash ability. So now he can use some very nice charge dashes here.
Nice safety save from Sky before this Dorito cave here. Just making sure that nothing bad happens that costs too much time. The last thing that you want to do is accidentally just glide into some spikes and get sent all the way back to where you pick up Feather.
Pixx had a little bit of a tough rocket jump, but now he's finally up here, and now he's going to attempt Sorrow Bash.
See how the Sorrow Bash goes. Hopefully we'll see first try. And meanwhile, also, Sky on the left is going to be going for his Terror Break.
Oh no, he kills the bird. The movement was very nice, but he just bashes the bird in just not the direction he wanted, so he's going to have to try this again. So yeah, Sky using a save to break a platform, and a little bit of a...
Oh no, Pixx. You got this.
We believe in you, Pixx. Sorrow Bash, the biggest sequence break in this game, so it's definitely a hard one for some people. Some people, they have it easy, but overall it's not an easy one.
He's through and he makes a safety save. I like that call. I really do.
Definitely. Ooh, again, we talked to him earlier. He was having a little bit of trouble with rocket jumps. and so now I'm not sure what he opts to do.
You just sort of have to wall climb up here, and then eventually the wind starts.
Works fine. Works fine by me.
See a little bit of a high five here as Sky is exiting Sorrow right now. He's going to be heading towards Misty Woods, where we won't see any crazy tricks or skips or anything. It's just all about clean movement.
Oh no, Pixx takes a death. Heading up to the Dorito Cave, or just wherever you want to call it. So ooh, another rough death there by Pixx, while Sky is off in Misty.
And he opted not to make a safety save at the start of this area. So nice rocket jump. We'll just be on the lookout for Sky. Make sure that we want to see him have clean movement here. A death in Misty would be really, really horrible right now.
Pixx is having trouble with this frog. It's hard to manipulate this frog. He's got to bash it and then do a rocket jump to get the shot to jump up.
And it looks like he gets it. Heading up to the Dorito Cave right now.
No safety save from Pixx there. Very, very dangerous move. He's already had 2 to 3 slip-ups here, but looks like he gets it this time around.
Sky, meanwhile, has made it to climb. So this is the halfway point in Misty. And now we just have to get back out, head on over to pick up Grenade, and then he'll be heading to complete the game. Not a lot of time left in this race.
And neither of them actually are watching the restream, so neither of them know who's actually in the lead. With Pixx's bad fast dump list, you might expect that he's behind, but with Sky's trouble with the front walk, you may think that he's behind. So neither of them know who's really winning this race so far.
That's a really good point. I'd be really interested to know what's going through their heads right now. Like, what are they thinking? And how is that affecting their play? Sky oh no. But value safety save.
Yeah, very nice.
Have been really good this game, this race.
Even though you can be a top tier runner, man, it's never a bad idea to, if you're feeling a little less confident about an area, putting down a save there definitely will save quite a bit of time.
Yep, it's like we said earlier, one death is just such a huge time loss. And it's just good to see. Oh, and he goes for this really cool rocket jump up the meatball spikes. That is
very nice.
Really, really nice to see, especially on controller. I know sometimes controller runners will go for what is known as meatball strats, where you damage boost off of one of the meatballs, and instant wall charge jumps makes that pretty nice trick. But going for the rocket jump instead.
Ooh, takes a death. Just has to go ahead and do it again. A lot of ways to do a quick kill on this mini boss. He's having a little bit of trouble, but looks like he gets it done.
Gets it, and he gets his time to level up. And we may see a bit of another high five as Pixxel is coming into Misty, as Sky will be going out of it.
Pixx is hoping to improve. He was a little bit scared of Misty, but so far no big deaths there. Sky is now done with Misty and heading to get the last ability, Grenade, which is used for our fun grenade jumps that we all know and love.
That is pretty much the only use of it at all. Otherwise, it's until grenade jumps were found during the last tournament last year, we thought that the skill was essentially just useless. But now we have a nice 35-second time save at the end of the run.
Yeah, very nice. Pixx takes a hit, but still has 1 health left as he makes his way to climb, and he will not be taking another death, so very nice. Sky is gonna try to manipulate these laser cycles that you see here, try to get through.
Oh my, not quite.
He must have got hit at like the last frame that laser was activated, man. That was close.
That's unfortunate, but not the end of the world. he still has a sizable lead over Pix here because of all of that trouble that Pix had with Fast Stompless and Sorrow.
So now Sky's setting up one last save anywhere. Should be okay. It looked fine. Yep, and he's okay.
So he'll be picking up Grenade, and then he just has to head to the end of the game. Pix, meanwhile, approaching the 4th Keystone in Misty, so not too much of Misty left to go.
Yeah, definitely.
And it looks like Sky is actually 7 seconds ahead of PB. So we could be looking to see a race PB from him here.
Nah,
that would be absolutely incredible to see.
Sky had a super nice late game so far. He did not let that Frankie death get to him. Apart from that, very clean.
What a nice rocket jump too. He had the laser cycle, so he knew it was safe to go all the way up. That he wouldn't get instant killed there. Pix on this Misty mini boss, really nice quick kill.
Ooh, yeah, that's the bang zoom quick kill that we all know and love. Sky tried for it, but wasn't too successful. But a quick kill is a quick kill nonetheless. Now he's gonna head into this room and then run out to have an exit of Misty, and Sky's heading to the final stretch of the game.
That's right, and coming up, we of course have 2 more frame perfect tricks before the end of the run. So it is by no means over. Definitely. We have door warp and grenade jump.
So the door warp is first, and we don't really understand it, but if you are able to leave the dungeon the frame after the game loads, then the game will glitch out and send you to the end. And SkyFouxx doing a grenade jump.
I love that grenade jump. That grenade jump's so cool.
Very nice. I think every grenade jump's just cool.
And here we go. As soon as the game autosaves, he'll reload, and he'll try for his door warp.
Hope for a first try here from him. Not really. No.
Nope. First try.
That's all right. The average of this tournament is not 1. That's pretty tricky to get the first time, as always.
Remember, this is a frame perfect trick.
Yeah, I believe in him. There you go. Looks
there
like
we go.
Fourth try, so not too bad from Sky here. He's entering the final escape, and at the door, he was still 8 seconds ahead of his personal best. So, if we got a clean Horu escape here, we're hoping to see a new PB from Sky today.
Yeah, I don't know how many door warp attempts he had in his PB. Nice grenade jump from Pix, leaving white grenade area.
Very nice. So, Sky, using all the abilities he has been able to get in this run, he's using them all to their best ability. So he's heading up to the water section, which is why we grabbed all that health, so that we can make it through this poison water.
Remember, we can't take any damage in the escape up until this water. But he is through. Very nice. He'll be coming up to set up his final grenade jump.
And that's the last trick that Sky has to do here. Not first try. He's got a few more tries. Got a few more energy here to use.
Come on, Sky. You got this.
I'm just gonna be silent here as we just let Sky here focus. Well, he can't really hear us, but.
Meanwhile, Pix heading up on his way to Horu Fields. He'll be approaching door warp very shortly.
Sky just couldn't get a grenade jump this time around, but you can still just walk in and finish the game. So very clean run from him overall.
Unfortunately, not a PB because of that grenade jump at the end, but still a very clean run, and he will be taking the victory here.
Yeah, both these guys had very nice run so far. Just a little bit of slip up from both of them. I know Pix won't be happy with it because of that fast stompless bonanza there messing him up, but let's see how he can do for the rest of the game here. He's on door warp.
Go. Very nice.
First try, and there you go.
First try, bringing down that average.
So yeah,
starting
super
up
nice.
that final escape. Remember, no damage in the final escape. Any damage means you have to restart.
So Sky still has a little bit of walking to do because they didn't get the grenade jump. So it's still their times are still gonna be super close together, and that's what we expected. With these PBs only 14 seconds apart, we expected a close race. And Pix using some charge with some stomp cancels there, so super nice.
There's some Naru hops coming out from Sky. Which, oh no, Pix takes damage.
He can't take damage.
About. If you take any damage, you just don't have enough health left to make it through the poison water.
Yeah, so unlucky, but he'll keep on trucking here.
Meanwhile, Sky has finished with a time of 37:44.
Very, very nice time. Won't be a PB, and I'm not sure if it's a new best race time for Sky, but overall it's a great run, and he'll finish with a victory in the group standings. Here comes Pix for grenade jump. And
looked a little low, but he's good.
It looks nice, and he's gonna get it. Yeah, soft walking the grenade jump. It's weird on that bit of wood there.
It's a very specific position. There's a nice little visual cue for it, and then you just charge at a max angle charge jump. But if you're even a little bit off, it can, of course, soft lock, and you have to reload and restart the final escape from the beginning.
That's right. So, Pix, very nice performance. Besides the fast stomp, I didn't see anything wrong with his run, and he's gonna finish here with a sub 40 time. So that's what he was. That's what he was getting with the practice runs earlier, and that's what he's gotten today.
And so. A 39:17 final race time for Pixel.
So only about a minute apart from these two racers. So again, super close. Definitely was that fast stompless there that changed the tide of the game. But overall, I had a lot of fun watching these guys very smoothly make it through both Misty and lower black group. So overall, I had some nice fun there.
Yeah, the late game movement is always just a treat to watch, really, no matter what. Because so many people do it in different ways.
No, yeah, definitely. Pix, I know. I believe that was Sky's last, and I'm not sure if that was Pix's last race. But Sky will be ending his last race with a win, and Pix, while he didn't get the victory that he wanted, still having a nice race. And I believe up next, again, we got so many more races coming up. If I could pull it up here, I believe next we got Shed and Brynhold coming up.
That's going to be a really good race. Shed and Brynhold are both extremely capable runners. Brynhold actually 2-0, so he's going to be looking to grab that third win and secure a first seed in the group.
So yeah, so that wasn't Pix's last race. I believe he still has to play Shed as well, so hopefully we'll see another best race time from him, and hoping that these guys will do well going forward. See a lot of potential here for these racers.
Absolutely. Because that was definitely Pix's best race time. Always good to see best race times put up by runners, because that, of course, is how we seed into the bracket stage. That is a big part of that. So that'll put him in a decent spot and another chance to improve on that as well.
And definitely, even if you aren't able to compete in the higher bracket, coming into the lower bracket with a sub 40 time is definitely something to be proud of, and makes you a very powerful lower bracket runner. So there are the final stats there. Again, we got Shed and Brynhold there. So again, another Ginzo Tree group stage coming up after this. A very exciting one. These two racers, very extremely skilled, extremely nice. So this group is gonna keep trucking along, and we hope to see them perform well. We are seeing here if we can actually get an interview with any of either the racers. We especially like to see Sky, the victor. So we'll see.
I don't know about you, but I really want to know what was going through their minds during those sort of bad sections of their runs, because they weren't watching each other.
Oh, yeah. So we're just waiting on any confirmation there. I believe Sky will not. Sadly, we are not going to have a interview from Sky, so we're just not going to bother.
So we're going to be taking a short break as we set up the next race between, again, Shed and Brynhold out of the same group. And Cleanfell and I will be stepping off of commentary and will be replaced by Covert Muffin and Sully. So,
two very nice guys. I'm excited for that, and it was a pleasure to be commenting with you, Roy.
It was indeed. It was quite an exciting race. So thanks for joining me on commentary. Thanks to our Truck and Restream for all the help that they give us. And we will be back soon with more Ori action.
Stay tuned.